I'm just doing a big water change on the discus tank because I want the water quality to be in pristine condition, because today we're adding the discus. Now, of course, if you guys remember, we've got 16 Marlboro Red discus. Now, there's no lights on this tank, so they're going to be kind of difficult to see, but not for long. The tank they're going into has plenty of light. Now, they've been in this tank quarantined and kind of getting on a good diet before we move them over to the 120, and I'm happy to say they're ready to go. So a tank like this, some substrate, a few like decorations, we'll call the branches the decorations, a nice background, is most likely what everybody would start out with when wanting to get discus. Again, I highly suggest starting out with bare bottom as well, but if you insist, I'll go along with you for the ride. And I hope that's kind of what this tank ends up being, is not only showing or showcasing discus and, you know, kind of putting them in an environment that would be visually appealing, potentially inspiring, maybe even make you guys want them, but also be educational so that you can learn along the way as well. But if you need more information right now, I got tons of videos on discus, from how to keep them, how to breed them, sex them, everything you need to know. I kept discus for about 10 years in the past, so tons of information there for you. I highly suggest you check them out. With all of that said, I'm gonna go get the discus. We're gonna add them to the tank. All right, so we got them in the bucket here, all 16. These guys are gonna look amazing in here. We're gonna have to acclimate them to the temperature though. Now, the temperature in this tank and the temperature in their quarantine system is about 26 degrees, but just to make sure that these guys are acclimated to identical parameters, I'll just dump a bit of water in here every couple of minutes, and that'll make sure that they're ready to go. Now, when you have this many fish in a bucket, a lot of the times it's better to grab them with your hands, cup them and put them in instead of putting in a net and trying to get them. It just freaks everybody out. So that's what I'm going to do here, is, you know, catch them by hand, and it shouldn't take too long. A lot of times discus will kind of just swim into your hand anyway. There's the first one. Got to admit, taking a break from discus was okay, you know, but that was before the gallery. You see, taking a break from discus wasn't necessarily because I was sick of them, but it was certainly because I was running out of tanks, and there were so many more fish I wanted to keep and show you guys that, you know, I had to make some decisions. Now we don't got to do that anymore. We can keep them again. I don't plan on breeding them or anything like that. I also don't plan on just keeping them alone. These guys will be kept with some tetras of some sort. Maybe we'll go with some cardinals, or either cardinals or neons, I don't know. Also, we're not going to be able to keep all 16 in this tank. Clearly, we'll only end up with maybe 10 or 12 of them. But, you know, maybe we'll end up keeping all 16. It is a 300-gallon system capable of doing it. If I do enough water changes, it is possible. And then we'd have to skip the tetras, though, because it's just too much of a bio load. So where you guys come in, what do you think? Just discus, or should we go ahead and add in some tetras as well? We'll have to dwindle the numbers of discus, though, so keep that in mind as well. But let me know in the comment section below. Oh, this guy's a beauty. Look at this one. You see that? Oh, what a gorgeous fish. Go on in there. Woo-wee. You know, so this is normal, where they're swimming at the bottom there. You guys can see them? This is normal, just hanging out at the bottom. This is not normal, where there's a couple just swimming around the tank. With discus, they tend to, you know, be a moody fish. They need time to acclimate and whatnot, but these guys tend to, these look like they're doing really well. I'll move a little bit quicker here. So I'm not grabbing these discus. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Look. It's not like I'm grabbing them hard or being rough or anything like that. I just put my hands in. There's already some by the sides. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of let him swim into my hand like that. Look. So he's not hurting. Just want to make sure he doesn't jump out. Discus tend to not flop around a whole lot, but they can. So you just kind of want to be careful. If one's kind of dashing about, move on to a different one. I don't think you guys will be scooping out 16 discus from a bucket with your hands anytime soon, but just in case you do, now you know. Looking good though. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, having some plants in there would clearly look really good, but so does this. You've been laying down the whole time. What's your problem? Okay. So this guy's got some peppering. I'm going to show you quickly, but not for long. Look at the back here. Look along his back. See the black dots? That's peppering. As he gets older, he'll start to lose that. So hopefully it doesn't get too bad. But you know, I've also seen a few people say, "Oh, when you show us the fish, that's so mean if you're holding it out of the bag like that." Well, not really. As long as I'm, you know, supporting the fish properly, a couple seconds out of water is not that bad at all. It's not hurting them. If it was, half my fish would be dead because I do it to all of them. I wouldn't endanger my fish. 2 reasons. I love my fish. I don't want to hurt them. Second reason, I got to come back in a couple days and show you these tanks. How long are you guys going to watch me if I'm sitting here killing all my fish? Not a very credible person if that's going to be happening. These guys are beautiful. Love them. Oh, one left and he's feisty. He's like the smallest one. It's always that smallest one. Got small fish syndrome. Running away from me. Oh, look at you guys. Now picture these guys this big. Downside about moving fish in buckets, like discus, flat fish, is that they'll swim around the bucket like in a tornado. Just when they panic, and what's going to happen is they're going to scratch their eyes. And a few of them did that. And that's that. They're all in the tank. They're all kind of piled up over here. One thing to note about this tank and all of the tanks is the tanks are encapsulated. They have blacked out sides, and of course every tank has a background, all different backgrounds. So the fish are going to feel far more comfortable in these tanks than they would in, say, a typical tank, simply because the sides are kind of blacked out. With that said, the discus were just added. I'm not going to feed them for a couple of days, get them nice and hungry and active in this tank, and go from there. But, you know, I'm really excited to simply see them grow out in this tank, and of course, sooner or later, we'll add the tetras. That's going to be up to you guys, like I said, though. Do we keep all 16, or do we dwindle it down to, say, 10 or 12, or even 8, and add in a large school of tetras? And, of course, in a few months, we'll scape the tank and plant it and whatnot. But I'd love to know your guys' thoughts, so leave them in the comment section below. And if you're not subscribed to this channel yet and you are as excited about this tank as I am, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of these videos.